Two of the baddest men on the planet have had their sights set on each other for a while. Setting up the fight is no easy task. We're certain that this would be one of the greatest fights to ever take place in the history of combat sports. In this video, we'll be covering who would win if Jon Bones Jones and Francis Ngannou were to meet in the octagon, as well as anything else you should know about these two tense animosity for each other. And make sure you stay until the end of the video to find out how Dana White is fuming at a possible matchup between these two and why Francis might be the biggest obstacle the UFC has faced since the COVID lockdown. Jon Jones is, for many, the greatest fighter to step in the octagon, with wins over names such as Chael Sonnen, Quinton Rampage Jackson, and Daniel Cormier. He stands at the top of the mixed martial arts fighting, but recently, as the fight game has evolved, many began to question how he would fare up against the up-and-coming generation of fighters, especially after his controversial decision win against Dominic Reyes. But as he sets his sights on moving to heavyweight, the potential for one of the greatest fights in history arose, and that would be, of course, against Francis Ngannou. Francis began his MMA career relatively late compared to Jon, but after tearing through the heavyweight division, beating names like Stipe Miocic, Junior Dos Santos, Alistair Overeem, and most recently, former teammate Cyril Gane, but due to disputes with the UFC, he made the decision to leave the promotion in 2022 in hopes of signing with another promotion where he would be treated as he believed he deserved. Coinciding with this leave, Jones would decide to make his heavyweight debut, and due to the champion having left, his opponent would be a former training partner of Ngannou's, Cyril Gane. As we all know, Jones's heavyweight appearance would be spectacular as early in round one, he would submit Gane by guillotine to go on to capture the heavyweight belt. Jon Jones would now become a two-division champion, taking the heavyweight belt in one of the most devastating manners. However, Francis Ngannou, who was many considered to be the true champion and who many still consider to be the baddest man on the planet. After the incredible win from Jones, Ngannou was shortly cited to the PFL fight promotion with a significant pay rise and a significant bonus for his first opponent. And this is when tensions between the two began to rise. Jones would accuse Ngannou of being afraid of him having left just when he moved up, and Ngannou would accuse Jon of only having moved up once he had left the promotion. So the question of these two never met is something only those two men will know. But more importantly is who would win if these two men faced each other in the octagon. And it's fair to say neither have faced anyone like one another before. Francis Ngannou has become the boogeyman of the heavyweight division, with the most devastating power ever seen in the UFC, and since becoming a more patient fighter, it would be hard envisioning anyone beating him. Jon Jones has been one of the greatest talents ever seen in fighting, with an incredible fight IQ as well as an ability to take his opponents where they are weakest. It's evident Ngannou's best chance of beating Jon Jones is by knockout, and Jon would need to avoid the knockout power of Ngannou to secure a submission or decision win. The question of course being, can Jon avoid Ngannou's strikes and secure the win against him? Gane showed this is a possibility in their last fight, but due to their history as training partners, it would be fair to assume he had an unfair advantage when it came to reading him. Jones would not have that advantage, so would have to make sure he is cautious when in range. Ngannou also had something to worry about, however, as Jon is the superior wrestler. The threat of submission he possesses is very much present as shown in his fight against Gane. Ngannou would have to be very wary of any clinches leading to takedowns, as well as the elbows we know Jones likes to throw while in close range. The fight, like most fights, could go either way, but we believe it will be Jon Bones Jones who will take it home in the end. Francis simply is too one-dimensional for a fighter like Jon Jones. His fight IQ is perhaps the best seen in the octagon, and Jon is equipped with an array of ways to deal with Francis, so we have no doubt in our mind that there is a reason many consider him to be the greatest fighter of all time. In a second, we're going to tell you how Ngannou has put the UFC in an unfavourable predicament, but before we do, every month we hold a competition for one of our viewers to win a shout out, and all you need to do is comment "I subbed" in the comments down below and make sure you don't miss out. Francis Ngannou has been a thorn in the side of the UFC for a while now, frequently campaigning for more pay for himself and fighters in general. And after his contract was following up his fight with Gann, he entered disputes with the UFC, and after decided he would take his talents elsewhere, many thinking it would be the worst career move ever made. However, they would soon be proved wrong, as shortly after he would sign one of the most profitable fight contracts in combat sport, finally getting what he believed he deserved, which you could imagine angered Dana White after Dana said no one would give him what he was asking for. Not only is Ngannou's contract a substantial pay, it also opened the gates for other fighters, setting an industry standard on fighter treatment. We could also see Ngannou step in the boxing ring in the near future, as his contract included a boxing fight, something many fans are excited for. The middleweight champion himself stated Ngannou's contract would make way, and with fighter pay continuously being a controversial topic, Ngannou's contract might have been just what was needed to make some real changes in the UFC's pay and also in other promotions. The question as to whether the fight between Jones and Ngannou will take place is still up in the air, but fans are still pushing for it. Jones has, however, shown interest in retiring after his last fight, and it seems as if Stipe Miocic will come out of retirement to be his next opponent, leaving uncertainty for Ngannou's next opponent as Jones likewise. Jones versus Ngannou is a dream matchup for any fight fan, and we want to know your thoughts in the comments below on whether the fight will end up taking place, and if so, who you have winning. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.